Well, today's carrots. We had a frosty night last night. Now it's afternoon and the temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius. First, I'm going to take up the volunteer carrots that's in this bed, and there's a couple in the two beds that have beets in. And then we'll go over and do the main bed. One of the tricks of pulling up either carrots or parsnips is you find the top and push down on it first and then pull up, and it will come up a lot easier. If you just pull up first, you have a greater risk of breaking off the top, and then you have to dig out your carrot. This one should be a smaller one. Yep. Just a few carrots that have gone to seed. This is probably a very big carrot, and they're still firm, but they don't taste very good. Just noticed another one. And now, let's see what's in this bed. So that's that bed. Better than a kick in the pants, isn't it? I had quite a few nice ones. And I put the biggest ones off to the side. These will be the 4 that I'll plant back to get seed next year. Now these are growing from seed that I grew last year. Now for the bed that I don't expect to get much from. Just as I expected, just a little few. Now, that should be the Chantenay type carrots. And down there somewhere, there's Nantes type carrots that I set in the fall. So let's take up our Chantenays now and see what's there. So that's what they look like. So I won't be growing them again just because I don't like this shape of carrot. But if you like this shape of carrot, just remember that's the Chantenay type that you're looking for. Okay, let's see exactly who's who here. Okay, so this is your Nantes type carrot. It goes down to the blunt tip. This is the ones that I set last fall. I want to kind of sit down here. Getting tired. Oh, and this is the Chardonnay. So, this is a poor year for carrots for most people around here, but I think it's fair to say that you're just as well off to plant them the middle of May as opposed to planting them in the fall. One 5-gallon bucket full of carrots. And since that's the only 5-gallon bucket I don't have in use, I have to empty those out now. Because that's where I'm going to store my carrots for the winter. I put just a thin layer of sand in the bottom, a layer of carrots close together but not touching, because where the carrots touch, that will be the first place that rot will set in. Cover them up and put in your next layer, and so on. I did manage to get all of the bigger ones in the bucket with the sand, and now I'm going to take the bigger of these. I'll put them in a bag and put them in the cellar, and the tiny ones I'll bring in the house. Those I'll use up first. They won't go bad just sitting in a bag for the month or so that they'll be before they're used. One thing I want to show you, last year I had the carrots stored in this bin with the sand, and when I was emptying out the bin, these 2 carrots were there. They're starting to go a little soft, but this is over a year. Let's see if I wipe this thing off and actually taste it. I'm going to taste this now. Still tastes better than what you get in the store. After more than a year sitting in that sand. You remember I didn't finish filling out this bed with garlic. So I have this little bit of area prepared here. I'm going to put the 4 carrots that I've selected to grow for seed down here in just one straight row. In fact, what I'm going to do, take this stick and I can drop my carrot in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I slightly cover them because that way it will give them a little protection from if it does get cold and the frost does hit them. That little bit of covering will give them quite a bit of extra insulation. A little bit of wind coming on. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise in the camera. These are the parsnips. I think it was the first week of November that I set these last year. So I'll pull them up now and see what we got. They're a little bit harder to pull up than the carrots. Yeah, I'm going to have to use the fork. There we go. Just a little guy. I just planted just a few parsnip. You can see over on this side of the garden how the soil is always just soaking wet. And that's what you got. So that was why when I was expanding the garden I ended here, because I got to this point and I'm like, uh-oh. And the garden past that won't do me any good. So I'm going to store these the same way I stored the carrots. I'm going to wash them off, of course, because they're just too muddy. Now, let's see. Maybe I'll just take those two and try and grow seed next year. I have to decide where I'm going to put them. And I will prepare a bed. I'll set those two in to grow up the seed, and I'll set 3 or 4 rows in November and 3 or 4 rows again as soon as the ground thaws out in the spring, so that we can check to see if there's a difference. Thank you for watching. That's the carrot and parsnip harvest. We'll see you for the turnip harvest in just a couple of days.